VTubers who get popular aren't known for sticking around long. Most VTubers' lifespan are roughly 3 years, but there is one VTuber who's been around longer than most. Porcelainmaid or Joel is a variety indie VTuber who, unlike a lot of other VTubers, has been in the content game for 7 years. And today, we're asking Joel some questions about how he got to where he is, to learn a little bit more about him as a creator, and if he has any tips to other smaller creators out there.
I'm Porcelainmaid. Basically, I'm a man who died and my soul got trapped inside the body of a female doll.
Whoa! Before the video starts, I just want to say thank you for watching and thank you, Joel, for being part of it. I am very proud of this video and I would like to do more, so if you want to see your favorite VTuber be in this kind of video, leave a comment down below and I will see you over on the Twitch.
And VTube is that. I originally did YouTube content and I didn't have anyone like commenting on my videos and it just kind of felt really lonely. So I made a New Year's resolution to start streaming because, you know, streaming would bring in more of a community that I could hang out with and talk to and share my like experiences with in life and stuff like that.
While Joel was in art school, he decided to use the drawing tablet provided by the school to draw and stream with. While doing this, he came up with the doll concept and had an artist he looked up to give him some encouraging words.
Art was a thing that I was kind of like, I was in art school for college and it was for 3D modeling, unfortunately, when I wanted to do 2D art. So I kind of basically went against the grain and just started like drawing on the tablet that the school provided me with. And I decided to start streaming that. And one of my first art streams, a really cool artist who I was actually looking at on Twitter during that time, came into my stream and was just like, hey, you're doing a great job. And it was crazy to me. And I think that kind of boosted me up. I also just got more people watching me when I was doing art. And I realized that I was really enjoying myself and exploring my creativity by making OCs, which like the doll that I have is actually one of the OCs that I made back then. One day I saw art on the timeline of like a marionette in an attic all forgotten, and I thought that was really cool. So I took that idea, I ran with it. You know, I was kind of scared of dolls. So I took the idea of like, what if I made something I'm scared of into something like really attractive, right? So I took a doll and I just made it sexy, and I was like, oh yeah, now I'm not scared of it anymore. This shit's cool. That's hot. That's dope. And then the lore kind of built itself around it. Like I had OC lore, but I needed to figure out how to input me into the lore as some, you know, some asshole that just comes in later. So the idea was, what if the doll's OC is the original OC lore, and then way in the future my soul somehow possesses the doll, and then boom, and now I don't have to role play. The only role play I do is like minimal talking about how I'm made out of porcelain, and anytime I want to refer to something about physical bodies, I can just be like, oh, back when I was alive. So it allows me to be myself and still have my own personality while also, you know, having this cool lore. It's almost as if there's two separate characters where the previous doll is a character and then me inside of the doll is another character.
While streaming as a VTuber, Joel actually had no idea about other VTubers in general until Centrea raided him.
The only real knowledge I had of the word VTuber was from Keys in the Eye, but I thought that was like a branded thing, so I never used the word VTuber to describe myself for like years. I would use the VTubing avatar, but I would say it's like anime girlitis. I would be like, oh, I have a disease that turned me into an anime girl, just because I didn't think I was allowed to use the word VTuber. I thought that was like a Keys in the Eye specifically only thing. Centrea rated me with like 200 viewers one day, and I was like, what do you mean there's more people that do the same stuff that I do? What? There's a community about VTubers? I thought I was just being weird. I thought this was like an art community only thing.
While Joel was gaining some traction, like most people, he too had some issues getting partner.
Once I got to the 75 average viewer thing that they required, it took like 6 to 7 months for them to actually accept me. It was constant back and forth rejections for no particular reason from Twitch, just because they do that with everybody. They're very weird and finicky, so if anyone's trying to get partner and they feel weird about it, it's not a you thing. Twitch is just weird. That's like on them. It's never like somebody's doing something wrong. It's never like that they don't have enough viewers or that they're not consistent. It's literally Twitch just being like, maybe 5 or 6 more tries and then we'll just throw it at you.
Most streamers would agree that the best part is having a community around you, but VTubers have a unique opportunity to be a bit closer to their chat.
I think the best part of being a streamer And I mean, all streamers can relate to this, but VTubers especially when you have chat mascots, because it just adds more emotional like attachment to them. Streamers need to realize that you spend more time with your chats than you do your family a lot of the time. For me to be able to spend time with people that, you know, that I talk to more than my family and be able to enjoy things, and they know about me, they know about my struggles. I may not get to know them at a personal level, which is very sad to think about, but we still care for each other. And I think that's one of the best part of being a streamer. Just having a chat, having a community around you is genuinely the best part.
As smaller creators, it is easy to look up to the bigger people and think they have nailed it. But what a lot of people don't keep in mind is a lot of them have gotten to where they are by just pure trial and error.
I mean, I could sit here from where I am, like at a semi-successful point in my career, and just tell people what to do and what not to do, but it's really just kind of like an ambiguous thing. Some things didn't work for me, some things did work for me, stuff like that. I guess if I had to answer, I always say this: raid people of similar sizes and make friends. Obviously, don't just raid somebody just because you're like, aha, we're work friends. No, raid people that you enjoy watching. Like, raid somebody that you enjoy watching, and if they're of similar size to you, that's even better. I firmly believe that there's no such thing as like leeching on another creator, because the only time a creator is going to hang out with somebody is because they're their friends or they are interested in the other person. So if a bigger creator hangs out with a smaller creator, it's never because the smaller creator was like begging for it. It's because the bigger creator is, you know, not a child and they were like, hey, let me hang out with you. So don't ever worry about that. Feel free to reach out to people. If they don't respond, don't take it personally. Don't like go all in from the start. I know a lot of people do. Like, even if you want it to be your career, you know, in the future, you need to play it safe and do not take big risks. I took a significantly big risk by spending so much money on a debut. Even before that, when I was in college, I was completely ignoring my college a lot of the time to focus on streaming. I just think people should take it safe and enjoy it as a hobby until you get enough traction to move on into it being an actual job. You can be consistent with your content, but also don't be afraid to take breaks. I don't know. It's so easy just for me to just sit down and give you random advice, but it really is just kind of your experiences as a creator. You grow and you mind your own business and you just kind of learn what works for you.
Content creation is not the most common job in the world. So there's no surprise it also comes with some unique challenges.
As a larger creator, I will say it's the same thing that smaller creators can have, is just not to get one guide. Like, a lot of the time people will see one hate comment or two hate comments and they don't realize how much more of a majority people like you rather than the small minority that you see that hates you. I think 2 to 3 years ago, before my debut, I would see hate comments and it would just be like, it would just get under my skin. It would get really annoying. And now as I've grown and, like, you know, gotten more healthy and emotionally like distanced myself from things like that, you look at it and logically you see all these other people, and then you see the people that hate on you, you see their posts and the things they would hate and like what they tweet about in a normal day or whatever, and it's just like, oh, these people are pathetic. There's a lot of big creators that do this, and it's just like, as a friend of them, you can't even like talk them down from it. You can't be like, hey, why are you listening to this guy? A lot of the time they know it. It's kind of hard as humans to get out of that habit. It's so much, it's used as a joke so much, but genuinely going outside and having friends that are not, you know, in the same sphere of influence as your job is so important to keep yourself healthy and sane. A lot of things as a creator, you know a lot of people, and when you know a lot of people, you don't really have the time to just to DM somebody and catch up with them and be like, hi. So what I do is I'll go into friends chats and I'll check in on them, I'll say hi, and just let them, basically me going to their chat is just being like, hey, I still think you exist and I still think you're cool. And because I really like it when my friends come to my stream, a lot of people that I go to have told me that they like it when their friends go to their stream. So, you know, it's always fun. But it's always a worry that you might disrupt the chat. Like, I go in, I say hi, and one of the biggest worries that I have is if the chat like erupts and like, hi, like, I'm not a big fan of that a lot of the time. I think it gets into my own head too, because when somebody comes into my chat, I don't give a shit if my chat says hi to them. Like, I like it. I'm like, chat, everyone say hi to this, my friend that's in my chat. But for some reason, when the shoe's on the other foot, I get a little bit more self-conscious about it.
Growth as a creator can be like a mountain you can't climb, and you may feel a little stuck on how to move forward.
VTubing is, again, just like a personification of you as a human being and like adding aesthetics to your brand, right? Like it's never that complicated. VTubing is just being a streamer. So you just do the same things any other streamer would to grow. You know, you be creative, you be yourself, you try to make cool content, and you do what you enjoy. And I think that's the main thing about being a creator. Sometimes you grow really fast. Sometimes it takes 6-7 years like I did. And I think it's important to recognize that. Use social media platforms. Like I said, raid people, make friends with people. Don't pigeonhole yourself into one subject when you stream. Variety stream all the way and do things that you enjoy and make content that you think is fun. If you think something would be fun, just do it. Just make it. I don't know. It's hard to tell somebody how to grow because nobody knows how they fucking grow. I like I said, I've been streaming for a long time and I don't have any fucking clue as to how I grew. I just kind of, you know, I have friends, I hang out with people, I stream, I do a lot of different variety of content. If you play games and you're worried that people don't think the games that you're going to play are interesting, put them into a event. So I do something called Porcelain Potluck, right? I play a bunch of random games that nobody's ever heard of. I do 1 hour of each random game. Nobody's ever heard of it. If I did a whole stream of that random game, way less people would come by to the stream. But since I branded it as an event and I call it Potluck, Porcelain Potluck, it is related to me. It has the name porcelain in it, like Porcelainmaid. And I've advertised it as this big event where we play a bunch of cool games. More people want to stop by to see all these weird new games. But when I play one specific new game that's random, less people will come by because it's not advertised as a fun event. So take mundane things and advertise them in a way that's a little bit more fun. And I guarantee you that'll probably help you grow a little bit more. And also don't struggle too much with entertainment. And there's so many different forms of entertainment. You could just be sitting down and talking to people in a really quiet voice, and that's still entertaining. So don't worry if you're being too loud, too quiet, too boring, too whatever. Well, you'll find a niche no matter what you do. So do what you enjoy, and you know, don't worry too much about stuff.
As Joel has mentioned, making new connections is a great way to grow. But many of you may find this very difficult because you may be afraid to offend or you don't know the collab etiquette.
I think everyone should meet up before the collab. If you're collabing with people you don't know, you should have like a 5-minute session before the stream starts just to talk to each other and get to know each other a little bit. I do that with people that I bring on for my collabs. If I've never spoken to them before, I generally, you know, bring on people that I have an interest in or they have an interest in me. But it's important to have that like 5-10 minutes before stream starts where you just get to know each other and be comfortable with each other. Because you want to, you know, in a collab, you want everyone to be comfortable. You want everyone to not feel awkward or weird because 1, it makes the best content. 2, that's how you avoid a lot of horror stories that people have. And if you ever have a problem with somebody during a collab, be polite about it. You can either message them quietly without letting the chat know and be like, hey, can you stop doing this thing? It's kind of bothering me. Or just politely tell them in the middle of the collab and be like, hey, I'm not really a big fan of that, you know? Nobody will make it a big deal. I guarantee you a lot of the time chat doesn't even give a shit. Just, you know, be polite and be respectful to other people and their time. Basically, just don't overthink things and be genuine. Be polite and genuine.
Creative work has never been a stable way of earning money, so it is in your best interest to have a plan B. Or maybe not.
I don't fucking know. I've been doing content creation for like 10 years. I have no idea where be or what I would be doing without it. I don't even like, I'm very irresponsible in that I don't even have a backup plan. Like I just have nothing. I have no idea. I'd probably be working at some dead-end job because I remember before I had my 2D debut, I was saving up so much money and I spent a lot of money on my debut, and I had to tell my mom, I was like, hey, if this doesn't work, I will get a real job and I'll stop streaming. So I never had a proper backup plan, really, because I was doing it from such a young age. And even then, honestly, it didn't really work out for a long time. Like I was making money, but it wasn't enough. So like even after I spent that money, it boosted me up during my 2D debut, but it was never enough to justify it, really. But I just kept going. I just kept kind of bashing my head against the wall until I started to grow a lot more.
Even though we love our favorite streamers or YouTubers, have you ever wondered what more would they do? What other creative work would they like to work on?
I would like to focus on my art at some point. One of the things that I really want to do, and I've said this before on stream, I want to make a Monster Girl encyclopedia that isn't purely based on, you know, like pornography. When you look up Monster Girls, the first thing comes up is Monster Girl Encyclopedia, and it's a very sexual depiction of Monster Girls. I would like to make my own that gets more into the biology and, you know, shows off, you know, culture and lore about monster girls. I would love to commission different artists to draw different monster girls, and then I would write up the little biology and facts about them. I think that'd be really fun. That's one of the things that I would like to do in my career. Just make a safe for work monster girl encyclopedia. That's really cool. I'm not trying to demonize the sexual one, by the way. That's fine. I just don't like that it's called the encyclopedia. I feel like if it had like a, you know, a more sexual name for monster girls, it would make more sense. But the fact that it's such a safe for work name kind of bothers me.
Thank you so much for watching the video, and thank you, Joel, again for being part of it. I am very proud and I love the product we made. I hope also you got something out of it and learned a lot about the world of VTubing and streaming in general. My name is Psychotic. You can find me on Twitch and on all the other platforms, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah!